Welcome back to Cup of Quest. It's time to drink tea and press start. And in this video, I need your guys' help because I am trying to have the greatest Nintendo Switch collection. I don't mean buying every single Nintendo Switch game. That would be silly. There's a lot of shovelware on there. There's a lot of broken games on there. But what I want is a consistent collection. I want a collection where somebody can walk in, peruse the shelf and go, it's all bangers. And why do I need your guys' help? Well, I'm just one guy. At least I'm pretty sure I'm one guy. One guy who loves tea. But there are a lot of games that I can just browse over and just go, don't know anything about that. So that's why I'm asking you guys. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments your favourite title that gets overlooked, because that's the ones I'm looking for. Everybody knows Breath of the Wild is one of the greatest games of all time. Everybody knows Xenoblade Chronicles is one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. We know that. But we don't know about all of the other titles. The titles that get released and fall under the radar. The titles that have decent ports that a lot of people will just overlook because they're not on the PlayStation, or the Switch isn't punching nearly enough in this era of Switch 2 and games getting more or less free updates to make them work that little bit better, to make them that little bit more consistent. I want them in my collection. And it's going to be an immense task. I'm going to end up trawling CX. I'm going to end up trawling to Game, to Smiths, to find these at great deals. There are so many games that I have missed out on that are absolutely worth picking up because I just overlooked them. I just hadn't seen them. Now, I'm going to put a few little rules here because I could just go out and buy anything and everything. So, rules here. First up, PAL collection. Now, I'm not going to rule out important at all. In fact, there are going to be videos that are going to focus on important a lot of titles. The reason I'm saying PAL collection is because, well, rule number 2, I'm not including limited titles in this. And the reason being is because when you combine a limited title, for example Persona, I would absolutely love, and they should be in the collection. I'm not willing to pay £100–200 to import a limited title because Sega doesn't want my money. If Sega wanted my money, they would give these titles a full-on release. And I don't buy what people are saying, what certain companies are saying, that this was the only way to get these out. Persona is an absolutely huge franchise. The Switch is an absolutely huge popular console. There's no reason those games were limited. And for that reason, I am choosing not to include limited releases. If I go to CX, there's a very nil to maybe a 0.1% chance I'm going to find these limited run games out in the wild. It's going to be literally just buying stuff off eBay, and I have no issue with that. But let's face it, a lot of older Nintendo Switch games you can find at CEX, you can find on the retro market. But limited run games, limited games are just adding an extra layer. Imported games from Japan, we will cover them. Yes, we won't get everything, but we will try and cover as many as we can because there are a lot of fantastic releases. Castlevania, limited run release, but Castlevania does now have a normal release. So yeah, I'm going to count them as releases. I will pick up titles as I can, but I'm just going to kind of say, yeah. I'm not going for kids games. And when I say kids games, I don't mean Mario, I don't mean Luigi's Mansion and stuff like that. I mean stuff based on children's properties. You know the ones. Paw Patrol, Bluey, stuff like that. I'm not going to get anything out of them. You're not going to get anything out of them. They're just going to be shelf fillers. If I can see them, if I get a bundle and they're in there, I will pick them up, but more than likely those will be stuff for trade fodder, basically. I'm not interested in them. I want to have an all-killer, little filler collection. And of course, code in the box. I'm not buying them. We're looking for physical here. At the end of the day, I want to support companies that are making the effort to release physical games. Code in the boxes, yeah, I don't care about them. Which comes to the second thing. Switch 2. At this point, we are focusing on Switch, but we will pick up Switch 2 games as and when they become available. At the end of the day, I've already got Cyberpunk, I've already got Room Factory, Donkey Kong's coming very shortly as of recording. Yeah, we will cover them because as time goes on, a Switch 1 collection goes into a Switch 2 collection. So, how can you guys help me? First up, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'm going to be going out and about to try and find a lot of great games. But just let me know about games that you have picked up, or games that you are looking forward to, or games that might be worth me looking into that I may not already know about, because there are a lot of great games out there, a lot of great indie games out there getting physical releases that I'm just glazing over because they are a drop. They are one game releasing against 20 others that are all shovelware, and I'm just looking at them just going, yeah. There are a lot of games that I might see a trailer of and just go, that doesn't appeal to me. But you guys are the experts. You guys are the ones who know just as much as me. I can go off my gut feeling. I have done for 200 games, and I've got a collection that I feel is more or less killer with very little filler. But you guys know just as much as me what's worth playing, what's a hidden gem, what surprisingly works better than expected. And, well, we'll go on this journey together because this is going to be a big one.